Today's video, guys, we're gonna have to mask because it is necessary out here. It reduces the RedTide smell on this project, and the RedTide out here is not smelling too good. I feel it in my lungs. Went to Smoothie King, dropped the bank. My last dump load today. Went into Smoothie King. I'm like, load that thing up as big as possible. You know, you drop like a 10 and they're like, we still need more. You're like, man, dollar's really losing its value. Either way, I need it because I was like, I got to travel this weekend. Can't be getting sick. Probably hit some juice on the way home. Get some like really good kale juice. But nonetheless, this is RedTide. And you can't smell it because we're working two-dimensionally right now. But it's bad out here. And the reason that it's bad out here is because some people, well, let's just talk just how this works. Got this dude across the way here. It's got like green grass. Look at that thing, right? It's all looking pretty. Everybody wants green grass. These people across here, they got the traditional landscape, water shedding off the roof. It's hitting that green grass. It's got fertilizer in it. It's got pesticides in it. It's got weed killer in it. Runs right off into this canal. Now the canal is not aerated as much as it should be. There should be additional points. There's a thing in Sarasota called Midnight Pass. Midnight Pass needs to be opened up immediately, effective immediately. But, you know, that takes a literal more than act of Congress to make that happen. Nonetheless, we get this runoff. And instead, these projects or these people, these homes, these pieces of real estate, they could be the solution. We really have two options. One, go back to how it used to be, meaning the natural landscape that was here, and it's oak canopy. It's like these things that are here. I mean, this guy here was probably planted when this house was built in the 50s or right before, right around, or it was, you know, kept, or, you know, who knows. But it's natural landscape. Everything else that was here was not natural landscape. They rocked it. Some of these are natural, these little old plants here, but that's why they remain. They rocked it because they didn't want to have a grass. Oh, sorry, guys, blocking the freaking camera. What am I doing? Don't have my little camera holder thing today. So they rocked it, less lawn service. So you're cutting out emissions. You're cutting out the $150 a month for a lawn service. You probably need a guy to come by and do some trimming, but do you need him every other week? You know, it opens up that conversation. But really the real solution is to filter water at this level here before it goes into the canal. Another big problem is that we had a bunch of vegetation that was naturally occurring here, and then before we shored up the shoreline, and now it's the, you know, oh man, the camera, guys, stay with me, guys, stay with me. So this is an old seawall. It's gonna need to come out. Obviously you need seawall, whatever, but it could be planted. We could do reefs. You can see all of these clams here that are growing here. These filter the water, and when these die off, because RedTide, it takes a long time for those things to come back, but there are ways we can make artificial reefs to help filter the water. One, we can just reduce the amount of pollutants, green grass, all that. That's part of the solution, big time. Do I want that to happen at the government level? No, I think that we could win this at the free market level if we created awareness. Docks and reefs that go on the docks. Do I want that to be regulated? I don't like regulating anything, but I could see some of those permit fees having to go to people making efforts out here. I don't even want to, you know, I don't want to get too close to like what type of projects and what type of material can be used, but there are many ways to incentivize water filtration at a natural level, and then that also creates fish habits. So what we do need is we need to replant a few things here, and we can do it like in a way where it won't interfere with boats coming and going and people drinking beer on the 4th of July and the whole pretty landscape. Like, we can do this in a way that works both. Also, a property like this, it's a big piece of land, and so typically they'll build big McMansions on this lot line. But there are ways to do this in a way where, like, you can have your mango tree, you can have your lime, you can come back here. Like, this guy in the back, he's got a whaler, super nice whaler. Like, that's my favorite brand of boat next to Seal. If you guys don't know about the Seal, maybe we'll have to do a video on that soon. But the RedTide's been so bad, I haven't had the Seal out, but Seal is my one company where Whaler's gonna have to buy it from me. They're gonna pay a lot of money to do so. Or I'm gonna buy them. One of the two. If I get into that game, one of the two. Whaler, twins, 225s. They're running Mercuries because Whaler bought them, but you don't want Mercuries on your Whaler. You wanna buy a Whaler gently used and trade out the Mercuries and put Suzuki's or Yamahas on there. Probably Suzuki's. But nonetheless, there's a lot that could be done for someone who wants to live here and have this lifestyle. I want to have this lifestyle. I like this as like a weekend house and then rent it for Airbnb stuff. Like, I'm interested in finding something out here, but I want the RedTide situation to be fixed. And this comes every summer at this point in time. What our state government will tell us is, well, it's naturally occurring, this and that. And none of that could be true. Like, all of that is such a total, like, yeah, it's naturally occurring like every 30 years. So do we want to just own it and just say, hey, it's because we dumped a bunch of toxins out in Tampa Bay, millions of gallons of it, and that really messed things up this year. And so we have to figure out a better way to do things, you know, or do we want to just continue to like let it destroy the ecosystem and have like the people that don't want to do anything, that want to sit there like and be super left wing and be like, I want to just vote for the authorities to come in and change and mandate things. And then we're basically giving up control to a very incompetent group of political elites at the local level or at the very, very high level, which, I mean, these people are super incompetent. So it's better that we're going to fix this in the free market. My point here is like all of this could be food that's growing naturally. All this towards the back could be a water filtration. Could even do legit water filtration right here and make sure that the water goes in here is super clean and pure. If we really wanted to, we could build that into seawalls. And so every time it rains, you just get an influx of fresh, clean water in there. And then you get runoff, but you control the runoff and where it goes. It's totally possible. And hopefully it's something that's going to occur. I have many ways that I think that this could occur. I'll just kind of talk more about that in the office because it's tough to breathe out here and walk around. And it's like, I just kind of want to wrap up, get this truck out of here for the day. I got a notification that we got rain and, you know, come back here and maybe shoot another video. But the RedTide's been bad for like weeks now. Like, hasn't been getting any better. And it's sad because like ecosystem like that, like it might not come back for a decade or more. Like, and that's if we really took action. If we really took action, we could stop it and then reverse it and then improve it and then get to the spot where it was like in the 1800s where there was talks like, you know, snook. And I mean, this place is packed. I mean, just packed. You could just throw a line, eat dinner, be done. It's a fishing town. Like it provided for everything you needed it to provide for. Now it's just a pretty way to get your twin engine in and out next to your green lawn. And if it continues, there'll be regulations and people that will come and mandate things and it'll get worse. But it won't get it better. Let's put it that way. But it won't be free. It won't be free market that'll have the opportunity to come in and change things at that point in time. It'll be the point of a gun. And I'm sure the elites will, you know, care very much about the environment as they do about health. But at the end of the day, they'll be getting paid. That's for damn sure. And it may or may not be actually increasing the fish population to an extent that we could do it. And we could totally do this. But it's gotta, I mean, one, you do need level at the state level. Like, DeSantis, where you at, dog? Like, you're just gonna let them dump that into Tampa Bay? Like, I want to see some serious fines on their ass. Serious fines. Make sure that shit never happens again. The opposite of a bailout. You pollute, you're gonna get taxed up the ass. And then channel those funds, as much as I hate it, channel those funds back into actual grassroots, ground up, at like the landscaper educational level, so that we can actually change this and have artificial reef everywhere. Thanks for watching.